Legend has it that when Xerath does push-ups, which is admittedly rare, he doesn't push himself up. He pushes the entire world down. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Xerath Prevails. We're going to talk about what things to farm, because there's a ton of new stuff with the raid, and with, we've still only done the new territory battle like 11 times, I think. There's a ton to discuss, guys. Tons of priorities that CG's like, hey, spend your money, spend all your money, get all your stuff, and whereas spending money is probably a good strategy for some people, not going to work for everyone. And so, how do you prioritize things? Let's talk about it. Let's get to it, folks. And with that said, I do want to say thank you so much to all of my patrons. You guys are amazing. I could not do anything in the whole world except for a lot of the things I actually normally do without you, but you guys are awesome anyways, and I truly appreciate your support very much, guys. Thank you so much. I also want to remind you that if you want to support this channel for free, all you've got to do is mount the algorithm, guys. Like, subscribe, comment, do all the things. It's a good time to do it, guys. The algorithm is on the farming list, alright? You don't want to mess with that. I promise you. Actually, I don't know what you want. I can't be answerable to that, folks. But let's go. Let's talk about this. So what are the things that we're considering here, folks? So there's the crate raid that we have way more information on than last time I made a video like this. The territory battle is, of course, something that we know, but there's new elements to it. There are new special missions based on the characters that have been released, and things we also have to consider PvP and, the GAC and territory war, because there's still big game modes that have a lot of people involved in them. Now, that's something to keep in mind, just like some random numbers. So if your guild is getting close to 600 tickets every single time, you're gonna get 10 crate raids in every month, assuming a 30-day month. You're gonna get approximately 2 RotEs, which is Rise of the Empire. That's the territory battle, and that's what I'm going to be using to refer to the territory battle the whole time. Unless I say territory battle. You're going to be doing 9 GAC matches and 4 territory wars. So just things to keep in mind. We're doing a lot of this stuff, but the sheer craziness of how much time we're going to be spending on the crate raid it's a little bit mind-numbing, honestly. Like, every month we're going to have to attack the Rancor with Hut Cartel, for instance, 10 times. So we're going to have to do it like 120 times per year. It's a lot, guys. It is a whole lot. Like, get that Omicron on Boosh while they still have that cool discount, if that's even still going on. I'm not promising that it is, but if you could spend 10 Omicrons to save yourself some time and headache, absolutely worth doing, guys. Now, other things that we have to keep in mind. The Leviathan is being released very soon, and Survivor Cal is being released very soon. And, what are we going to do with those as well? So, the biggest priority here, guys, is we want a lot of rewards, right? I mean, we want to have fun, but we're not really here to have fun, obviously. We're here to get a lot of rewards. We're not just doing this for money. We're doing it for a crap load of money, right? Spaceballs, Star-Lord was right. We need a shirt that says Star-Lord was right. It's true. So, instead, go get a Nuggets shirt, because they're doing really well in the playoffs right now. Let's hope this ages well. Now, here's a hard truth. You guys know that I'm a PvP guy. I don't even really like territory wars that much, but GAC, that's kind of my thing. I love it. And it's on a fixed income, though, guys. It's not a thing that we really like. We're getting the same rewards regardless. Like, you're not going to get much more than 50% win rate. And frankly, territory wars is the same way. I mean, unless you're in one of the top guilds, then you have like this weird rotation. You know, you're a gauntlet guild. But otherwise, if you're a mid-range guild that's not one of the top 10 guilds, which is almost everyone, then not only are you going to be, if you lose twice, you get a makeup fight, which means you just get to go and destroy a guild that's way smaller than you. And just like so that you can continue to win at least like 1/3 of your matches, or sometimes you don't have a chance to win, you know, any of your matches, or at least one of them, because you're going to be the guy who gets pared down onto, and you just get smushed by the person who is, you know, by the guild who's stronger. So you're winning approximately 50% of your territory wars there as well. So you're on a fixed income, guys. And the other thing to keep in mind, and I wrote this down because I wanted to make sure we have it, none of the rewards that we're getting anywhere give us Omicrons, which is the main currency and resource that we need to advance and get better in GAC and territory wars. Yes, relics are important. Yes, the new characters are important, etc. But if you want to track wins and like correlation on wins, it's going to be which guild has invested the most in Omicrons. Honestly, like that's the biggest thing. Like who has the most GAC Omicrons, that guild has an edge in victory. So we're not getting that as a reward anywhere other than places that we can't really farm for, like Conquest, you know, and yeah, we're not getting it, like GCs. Galactic challenges, whatever they're called. Yeah, we're just not getting them. We're just not getting them anywhere. So like we can't farm to get more Omicrons. So we can't really farm to get this stuff, guys. And look, let me just go back here. So GAC and territory wars, we're on fixed incomes. That means if we want more rewards, more ways to advance our roster, which is important, guys, PvE is the way. That's how you need to do it. So we need to focus our farms on player versus environment things such as the raid or Rise of the Empire, ROTE, RotE. So things to keep in mind, guys. So the crate raid, you're gonna have to consistently get that number that your guild assigns you. You know, if you want to get the 256 or 265 crate, whatever, you're gonna need what, like a 5.7 each, which is very doable, by the way. But if you have to get a 5.7 every 3 days, if your whole guild gets it, then you get the cool box. All right, not too bad. So we have to, and if we want to advance, I mean, even if you're not trying to for the 265, like that's the one that my two bigger accounts are trying for, so that's the one I'm focusing on. But the weaker guilds are going to also be working on, or the smaller guilds are also going to be working on getting to those different milestones, and you're going to need to get those every time. Like, it's not something you can just mail in. You're like, hey guys, can I just not do it this time? Your guild's going to be like, dude, we need you to help us here. Like, maybe you'll be in a place where you can mail it in, but for the most part, you're also, like, if you're not getting to a certain level, like, you're not getting all of the cool individual rewards that you're getting, or that you need as well. So you need to keep that in mind. As opposed to the territory battle, folks. The territory battle, a lot of guilds are actually doing this just to save time and sanity. They're just telling their people, okay, do the fleet missions and then deploy. Do special missions too, so that we get the currency, you know, GET3, GET2, you know, get Riva, shards, whatever. Do fleets because it's worth more, and then you can just deploy. You don't have to do the normal missions. I'm not saying that every guild should do that or that they are doing it, but that's more and more common, and I think it should be more and more common, because otherwise you can spend a lot of time playing that territory battle, guys. And honestly, every increment of stars that you get for rewards, it's not that much. You're like, oh, cool, we got 38 stars this time. Good job. Like, that's basically the same as getting like 32 stars, you know? Like, yes, it's worth more, but it's not worth the collective headache of spending an extra hour for all of you, the entire guild, spending an hour or two just trying to get those extra stars. Instead, the special missions are where it's at. Getting those extra GT2 and GT3, GT2, 3, 4, 5, I can't talk, but you know, that's where the money's at, guys. So JABBA is, well, the first one we'll talk about, and this is in no particular order, guys, but things that we need to be talking about, that we need to be focusing on. JABBA, you need him for all 6 phases in the territory battle. You need him for all of, like for your raid, you need him to be as high relic as you can, so you can get 2.7 million damage for that. That's like half the damage that you need almost. And he's great in PvP. He's great everywhere, guys. You need him for the modding mission. What's it called? Smuggler's Run 2. You need him for all the things. He is the most important farm in the game. He just truly is. That there's nothing in this game more important than JABBA farm. There just isn't. It's not even close. Right now, he is absolutely required for everyone. If you don't want to get him, that's fine. I'm not telling you you have to, but you kind of have to, dude. All right. So otherwise, Cal the Survivor, we don't know his kit yet. There's a lot of things we still don't know, but what we do know is that there's some solid GAC Omicrons, there's some solid Territory War Omicrons. Well, they're less solid, actually, I think. I guess the Cal one is good if you already have the Fulcrum Omi, but then you have to have 2 Omis in Territory Wars to make it decent. It's still fine, though. And then the team... The requirements are cool. They're very similar to Starkiller in the sense that they're going to be going out into like 5 different teams. Like there's going to be 6 total characters there if you include Cal Survivor. He's going to go probably with like the top end Jedi. Like Jedi Master Luke is who I imagine he's going to hang out with, but maybe he'll just be really badass on like a Revan team or something like that. I don't know. The landscape is going to change a little bit, but then like you have Tarful going with Wookiees. You have Saw going turd polishing those the Chase and Wiggs teams. You have Seer and lame boring Cal going with the other dregs of the Ufus, and you know, Marin goes with Night Sister. So they scatter out and revamp their teams, which is really cool. But they're also going to each have a node, or at least a lot of them are going to have a node that you're going to be able to boost your guild on a little bit in RotE, which is pretty cool. So it's going to be good in Territory Wars, GAC, and in and in PvP. So here's just an example of what we're getting. So for right now, we need Cal and Sana. Wow, I called her Sana on this. This is so bad. People are gonna, if they're not listening, this isn't Sana, it's Seer. I said Sana, but I'm not gonna go back and change it, I'm sorry. But they're going to, you have GT2, that you get 2,500 if your whole guild gets it, but you have to have Cal Survivor, because it's not made for loser Cal to get. And then if you do enough of that as a guild, then you unlock a phase 3 bonus node. We don't know what that looks like, but it's gonna have some cool reward, presumably, that's worth going for. And then on Dathomir, I only looked for, I don't know, I probably looked for about half an hour. I couldn't find it. I'm sure that the information exists out there somewhere. I'm sure it does. But Marin on the Dathomir node, she is GT3. I've confirmed that, but I don't know how much you earn from that. Is it 30 GT3 or 60? The 2 points of data I had were 120 and 180, which makes me think, hey, increments of 60, but it could also be increments of 30 or increments of 15. So I'm not really sure. But then there's also going to be a Saw Gerrera mission, which we haven't seen before on Kashyyyk as well. That's probably going to give us GT3 or 2 or something. GT3, I would like it to be 1, actually. That would be pretty helpful. So things to keep in mind there, folks. And then we also have the Leviathan prep, which is right now, I mean, this is just generalized advice, guys. So remember, there's going to be a list at the end of this of what you should be working on. But Leviathan prep, hoard at least 10,000 crystals if you can. My alt is doing just that because, you know, it's mostly free to play, except for the Conquest Pass, but then farm all your Sith ships, all the Sith Empire characters, like, get everything ready. You don't have to throw gear on Assassin, but like, be ready to put gear on Assassin or Sith Empire Trooper for that matter. And then if you're doing Conquest, you can unlock the Fury Interceptor or whatever it's called, and, you know, hoard some gear, or now we have like currency you could hoard a little bit of. So things like that, because we don't know what the next 2 ships are, what they're going to require. My guess is that they're going to be ships that require just like pre-existing pilots. Like, we don't, Malak isn't a pilot yet, but he could be part of like a shuttle team or something like that. You know, we could have Darth Sion, maybe he has a ship, who knows, but all these characters probably worth taking a look at and keeping in mind. Now, Tuskens are weird because they're no good in the territory battle. They are worthless. Even on Tatooine, they are worthless. They get slaughtered. It's like they just pretend every wave is just full of Anakins. It's just, it's horrible. Anakin plays polo with their, gosh, that got dark. But here's the thing though, in the raid, they're either getting 1.8 or 2.7 million if you have to remod them to make sure you get everything right. You have to do it in particular. I haven't taken the time to get them Relic 7 yet. Once I do, I'll make a video on how to do it, but that's a pretty nice thing. I'll show you guys. Maybe I already did the math, but like that's really one of the only 3 teams that you need to be able to get the number you need to have 265 for your guild. So really strong stuff. I'm actually considering working on Tuskens for my like Tuskens first for my requirements on Prevail Man on my smallest account, because it'll be faster to get them ready than it will to get my Hutt Cartel all the way ready. I haven't decided if I want to do that yet, because Jabba's probably more important in a lot of ways than these guys, but I mean, not just probably, he absolutely is. On the other hand, you get these guys quicker, you make a bigger impact for your guild. I haven't decided yet, but they are pretty important. And they're really good in PvP as well. There's good overlap on a lot of places, and right now they're required in, you know, a lot of places. Conquest, Galactic Challenges, etc. And if you don't have Inquisition, you can still do the Assault Battle, the Inquisition Assault Battle with Tuskens instead. I don't know how far you get, but you can still do that. Now, I know that this isn't a picture of the Inquisitors, guys. I apparently missed my cue there, but hello, Jabba. He's more important than the Inquisitors. They're still really important, guys. Like, you get a mission on Phase 4 of the RotE mission to be able to get more GT3, I believe. Though it's a tough one, and you have, like, apparently you only get it like half the time. So it's not a gimme. It's a very challenging one, and you need Relic 8 on them. But here's the thing, so PvP, wonderful, dreamy, as good of a squad as you could hope for. However, they're not going to help you at all in the new raid, and whereas they are helpful to get, like, you need them to unlock Reva. Once you get Reva, you have that one assault, or that one fight that's a 50-50 shot at getting it, and that's it. That's all you have for them. I mean, I guess there are further missions that require Relic 9 and stuff, but that's what you get with Inquisition. Like, you don't get that much. Like, your rewards are almost non-existent for getting Inquisition. I hate to say it, like I've been saying, get Inquisitors, because Reva is really good. But if you think of GAC as like not important, which is anathema to me, I know. But if you think of it as like, I'm just gonna get my 50% win rate on Territory Wars and GAC, then why should you get Reva? There's not a compelling reason. Honestly, I hate to say that, but there's not a very compelling reason to get Reva. Yes, you should strive to get her because she's going to be important for a long time as a good PvP character, and you're going to help your guild in a lot of ways, like I said, in the territory battle. But right now, she's this team is not crazy important, so just something to keep in mind, folks. Afra, I almost didn't even put her on this list, guys. Like, There's some cool stuff for PvP, like Sana doesn't do that much, frankly, if I just have to be real honest, which I do. Hondo is wonderful. He's so fun in 3v3. He's less fun in 5s, but he's still pretty good. And then the After team, like, they still got it, guys. They still hit crazy hard. They have good regeneration, the good survivability. They don't kill Galactic Legends, but they kill, like, most everything else. They can do a lot of damage. Really fun stuff, but, like, there's only a couple nodes in the territory battle, and they're not bonus nodes, or they're not special nodes, and so you're just using them to get a few more points. And usually, like I said, guilds are just starting to just skip that aspect of territory battles. And so yes, it's nice to have them and everything. They do contribute to a good roster. They're not worthless. At the same time, they are not vital in any way, really. Unfortunately, I wish it was otherwise. In fact, I'm kind of sad, but on the other hand, I guess it's a relief. Like, you can kind of just skip that farm and move on, because they're not required for anything other than a couple nodes in territory battle, which you can just kind of do without, like I said. So, other raid teams to keep in mind. So the Maul team needs Relic 7 to be able to be real consistent and get that 1.8 million that you need. In Old Republic, man, I spent hours the other night trying to figure out exactly how to make a real consistent, real awesome 1.2 million attack, and you can do it, but it's way more consistent to just not worry about remodding and try for like 100 for like 1 million damage ish. But even if you ignore Old Republic and everything, okay, Jawas aren't great. Maybe they'll get a revamp or something, but they're not worth gearing for, guys. So all you have to do, really, if you want 6.3 million, which is more than you need, more than everyone in your guild needs to get to that 265 number, you need Relic 8 HUD Cartel, and then Relic 7 Tuskens, Relic 7 Mandos, and you're done. And it's easy. I don't know how consistent Tuskens are, but HUD Cartel and Mandos you can do in your first try, which is going to be awesome for saving time. So if you could just get those 3 teams, you don't need any more. You don't need anything else. It's pretty magic. Quick word on Zori, because people were mad at the last video. They were like, really? No Zori? Here's the thing about Zori. Not required for anything, not even for a Galactic Legend. She uses Galactic Legend requirement characters to help her, and their team is wonderful. It's really fun. In PvP, really good. Can't ask for a more cool, dynamic, fun squad that does a lot of cool stuff. But she requires a lot of Zetas, which is a huge crunch lately. CG has seen fit to really, really crunch our Zetas. And it requires at least 1 Omicron, maybe 2 if you want to maximize it. You want Rose on that team with her Omicron as well. And they need Chirotech for at least Zori. She's very expensive for what you get, folks. Even if you only get her to gear 11 or gear 12, you're like, alright, I'll just stop there. You know. Yeah, she's great. It's expensive though, guys, and she doesn't really bring you anything. Not really. Like, she gives you a good PvP team, which, like we said, not that important in the game right this moment. So here's the final list, folks. HUD Cartel can't be more important than JABBA. Maldalorians, I think that this one, because most people already have this team built, they just don't have all the relics left. And, you know, like, if you don't have Maul, then don't do this, I guess. But, you know, Beskar Mando should be, like, Relic 7, probably, right? For most people, because of his ship. Canderous, a lot of people have him 7 because he had a good Datacron, but besides that Datacron, he is, you know, he's just really good with the Maul team, and so a lot of people have Canderous at Relics. I know that my alt did, for instance. You know, you need Canderous in gear 12 at least, usually, to unlock Malak, and then Bo-Katan is a requirement for Kenobi, so you need a Relic 5. Armor, you don't have to have a Relic, but she's been a good idea to, you know, be a babysitter for a lot of different Galactic Legends. So this is a team you could pretty easily get to Relic 7. My alt, it only needs 2 Relic 7s. I have Relic 5 on Katan, and Armor is all. So, and then you get a 1.8 million GP, or damage from that. That's not bad. It's not too bad, so I would say that that's the next priority, in my opinion. Tuskens are farmable now, so that kind of supersedes the Cal requirements, though you could probably work on both, frankly. because the cal requirements, you're getting all sorts of cool stuff on the various nodes. The problem with the cal requirements is they come with teams that are different from what you already have. Like, so how many people really have turret and bays and Biggs and Wedge reliced up? I guess like Biggs and Wedge, yes, you would because of the requirements for what, Jedi Master Luke or whatever, but for the most part, like that team is only half built, so you'd have to work on turret and bays. And then for the Night Sisters, if you already have fully relic Night Sisters, great, no problem, but you're gonna need, what, for Dathomir, that's relic 7? Like, not even my main account has full relic 7 Night Sisters. And then Marin, I don't even have her, you know, fully 7-star yet. For instance, just like a few things, just as an example, it's gonna require building an entire team for these requirements, as opposed to the Tuskens, they are the team. So the Cal requirements is like, yeah, get them to gear 12 so you can unlock Cal and then work on the other teams, but the Tuskens are only one team. In a way, you can think of it as like, the Cal requirements are gonna require like 25 reliced characters, as opposed to Tuskens, you just need 5. So probably more worthwhile to get Tuskens, even though they're no good on the territory battle. So the Leviathan horde, like keeping those crystals saved up, keeping gear, all of that stuff, pretty important. That ship's going to be important, though. I don't know what it's going to be for. Like, it's just going to be just for PvP, probably. I mean, like, maybe it'll help some in the new territory, or in the territory battle, but at the same time, like, what good does that do, really? Honestly, like, I don't know. What, it seems like Executor's doing enough right now, to be honest. And then Inquisition, it's so weird that they're number 6 on the list, but what are they doing other than helping us in PvP? I don't really know. Not too much. So that's it, guys. That's all she wrote. What are your thoughts? Is this the right list? Is this the right order of things, folks? I would be interested to hear what your thoughts are. I think maximizing our rewards is going to be very important, and if you're not in a guild that's all collectively trying to improve to the point that they're getting to the 130 box or the 265 box, I think you should look for a new guild, frankly. I mean, do what you want, enjoy the game however you want. I think we all want more rewards and more ways to progress, and this is the route forward, guys. Making sure you maximize the raid and ROTE, the territory battle. Important stuff. I hope they revamp GAC to be more important. I love it. It's more fun to me than anything else, but until they do revamp the rewards or something, all of this PvE stuff is going to be more important. So, thank you all so much for watching, and remember that in all things, Xaereth prevails.